This is an email from a viewer named Carol, and she writes, "Hello, Sasquatch lady." Why, hello, Carol. My husband and I like your videos. We watch them when they come out. I never knew that there was such history. Here is our Bigfoot story. Warm regards, Carol. P.S. It's not very long or exciting, but put it in your archives anyways. That kind of sounds like a threat, Carol. So, you know what? I'm just going to make a video out of it. And now, Carol's story begins. Steve and I have been married for over 40 years, and there is nothing we love more than visiting with our grandkids. That Saturday, we packed up our Subaru with my homemade banana bread. Side note, that sounds delicious, Carol. And a scarf I knitted for my granddaughter. The plan for us is always the same: drive 3 hours to our daughter's house, spoil the grandkids rotten, and be back home before the sun goes down on Sunday evening. That day, we'd gotten off to a late start. The sun was dipping low as we went down Interstate 5. That's a quiet, forest lined road winding through the hills of western Washington, in case you did not know. I was knitting once again, while Steve hummed along with an old country Johnny Cash song. The forest outside was very thick and shadowy. It was a wall of pines blurring past, nothing to see or look at. We were about 20 minutes from town when it happened. Steve eased around a curve and slammed on the brakes. Tires screeched. My banana bread fell right off the seat, and I let out a startled yelp. There was a massive figure crossing the road in front of us, and I mean massive. It wasn't running, it wasn't panic, just walking like it owned the place. It was covered head to toe in dark, matted, disgusting looking hair. At first, Steve thought it might be a bear, but this creature was upright and at least 7 feet tall. It had arms that hung down almost to its knees. It looked oddly human, if I had to describe it. Each step looked very heavy, like it was really carrying its massive weight. And that thing didn't even glance at us, not for a second. It just jumped across the road and then vanished into the trees on the other side, almost like it was swallowed up by the shadows and the pines. Now, Steve and we just sat there for probably a full minute, stunned. I finally said, "Did you?" And then I looked at Steve, and he nodded while his eyes were just huge, white as silver dollars. "Yep," he said. "Was that a—" "I think it was," Steve said before I could even finish it. You know, I didn't even want to say the word. I thought maybe I was speaking it almost into existence and making my experience that much more real. We pulled ourselves together and I told Steve to get back on the road because we needed to make it to the grandkids. Steve's hands were a bit shaky on the wheel, but he managed. I told him, "We're definitely telling the kids." And Steve replied, "Oh, no, we're not." I said, grinning ear to ear, "They'll never believe us," which is exactly why I want to tell them. I knew exactly what I saw, and I knew it would make for a great story. And just so you know, I'm going to keep my knitting needles close just in case it comes for us in the car. Thank you very much for your story, Carol. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you never have to use your knitting needles for violence, unless, of course, you want to. Until next time.